Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody, for a little conversation today. It's Stories of Hope, and my name is Cristy Beggs. I'm new to this. I'm a radio announcer in Saskatchewan and sister-in-law of the lovely Lori Frelich. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Christy. Thanks for doing this for us.
No, this is great. Lori is a registered health coach, and she's been doing this for a while, so her expertise is very valuable. And so we're glad to be having you on the panel, and also joined by Dee Lucas. Now, Dee has done it all. It looks like wife, mom, business owner, personal trainer, skydiver, fitness instructor, and national marketing director with Juice Plus. So, hello, Dee.
Hey, ladies. It's so nice to be here.
Thanks so much for taking time this evening. Whereabouts are you right now, Dee?
I'm in the Florida Keys.
You're in
So
the
it
okay.
is like full on summer is here right now.
Well, I appreciate you coming indoors for a little bit. It would be hard to leave that. But we're chatting with Dee because, well, you have an amazing story, Dee. I guess let's start with your history, going back to, well, what happened, how you discovered that you had this autoimmune disease.
Yeah, so I'm in my mid 40s and I was never quite the person I am now. I'm all about diet and lifestyle and fitness and health.
Mm.
But I was never that way. As a teenager, I was one of the worst picky eaters ever. I think I like cauliflower, peas, and that was about it. I didn't really
Mm.
eat fruit. I would have like a jam sandwich for lunch almost every day. And if I could, I would have lived on fast food. And I
Yeah.
pretty much did through my 20s. And I really should have been. I remember an old boss at work once said, as I walked in again for the third time that week with McDonald's for breakfast, you should be dead by the time you're 30. He said, but you'll probably be one of those people that live till they're 80. And I was like, I do kind of eat a lot of junk, but I didn't know the connection then.
Right.
And it wasn't until my mother-in-law, my husband, when I met my husband, his mom is a naturopath. And that was when everything changed and the penny dropped. It made sense. And I'm like, wow, this is why I'm always so sick. This is why I always feel so tired. This is why I'm so incredibly constipated all the time.
Mm.
And we went on. I just had my daughter in 2010, and I just had some things going on. So I went to the nurse practitioner and had a thermogram. And when the results come back, she was like, "Oh, those things you were worried about, they're nothing to worry about. But we do see inflammation in your thyroid." I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, what does that mean then?" And so we went on, did blood tests and everything else. And that was when I found out that I had Hashimoto's. But what was interesting is with Hashimoto's, so Hashimoto's is a autoimmune thyroid condition, for those that don't know, where your thyroid can actually go from hypo to hyper, or hypo and hypo, and it can swing back and forth in the early days. Mine
Oh.
has never been hypo in any of my blood tests, so I guess it was going on for some time. But I never really knew. I didn't really have that many symptoms. I was a little tired. I also had a baby who was under a year old. So, I put a lot of it down to that. But that was how I found out I had Hashimoto's.
Okay. So how does that affect like your life, your with your thyroid and everything? How did it affect you?
So generally with underactive thyroid, there's a whole plethora of symptoms that people have. Things like weight gain, anxiety, hair loss is a big one where people literally have clumps of hair coming out
Wow.
every day. Weak, brittle nails, fatigue, so many issues. And I was actually surprised I really didn't have many of those.
Hmm.
And once I got that diagnosis, I'd already been taking, whole foods supplements for, gosh, it was now probably 4 years. So I already started to make that change. And that was the catalyst for me
Right.
to do better. Once I understood the connection between what we ate and our health, that was when the penny dropped and when I started to make those changes. So I really don't have that many symptoms, which
Right.
is unusual for people with Hashimoto's. They usually have a ton.
My goodness. Well, it sounds like you started treating, the problem before you had it, so that's great. And your mother-in-law with the advice and the way she teach you a lot, to once you learned you had this, did you make a lot of changes or were you already sort of good?
So I was doing pretty well. And one of the things that she said to me at the very beginning. So I met Jason, we met in 2006, and she did a presentation, a health presentation for our friends. And she said, we weren't designed to be sick and tired. We get a cut, the cut heals itself. You break a bone, the bone fuses back together. You catch a virus, your body's immune system fights it off. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And all of these things, and she said, if you're eating the right foods, your body can work how it's supposed to work. And I was like, maybe that's why I was always sick, because I wasn't eating the good foods. And that became the catalyst for me. So after then, it was almost like a goal to just do better. Each week, each month, do better. Eat better foods, get rid of more of the foods that aren't so good, drinking more water, more sleep, and all those things that we should be doing. But we just don't because of life, and it's hard, and habits are hard to break too.
100% they are. Yeah, for sure. Lori, did you have any questions, or did you want to add to any of this with the healthy eating?
Just that it's so amazing how many people don't realize that their diet and lifestyle can turn on and off their genes. I was just talking to someone the other day whose doctor told them because they have cancer in their family, it's not a matter of if you'll get it, it's a matter of when you'll get it.
Wow.
And those kind of statements just make me really angry, because our genes can be turned on and off with diet and lifestyle, and people just don't understand.
No, you always want to do some deeper investigating, not just take one doctor's word for it. But the both of you share, all of us really, Juice Plus in common. Did you find that is beneficial, obviously, to helping you with the healthy eating, because it's all the veggies and fruit that you need if you're not a fan of fruit?
Absolutely. So as I said, for me, it was the catalyst, because once I started taking it, the first thing I noticed was I was suddenly way more regular in the bathroom. So it's funny, once you get into this world that we're in, you find that you're talking about that so much more than you ever thought you would, especially when you talk to other mums. But that was the first thing that I noticed. And then the sickness, like I used to be sick virtually every month. And I remember when I worked in London, and I got sent to the company doctor one time because of my sickness, and where I was always off, and because I wouldn't get a cold, and it just would hang around for weeks. Whereas now I just get a cold, and it's just a couple of days of a sniffle, because my body's just able to fight it. Like, I'm not going to say we don't get sick, because we do, but it is nothing like it used to be in the first 30 years of my life. So that's huge, especially when you're a mom and a wife and a business owner, because you don't have time to be laid up.
Right, exactly. No,
those were the first big changes I noticed. Sorry,
wonderful.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's definitely a wonderful thing. I mean, when you find out everything that's in it and everything that's not in it, really, and it just makes you feel so much better, whether it's through shakes or gummies, or it's really for everybody. So yeah, that's fantastic. And I hear you're going more than ever now with jujitsu. Am I saying that right?
Yep, jujitsu. Oh, I love the jujitsu. I just started it about 14 months ago or so. And I'm actually competing next month, and doing the next tournament. Yeah, my next promotion is going to be my blue belt. So I'm really excited about that.
Nice.
And I'm training so much, and it's so crazy. I walked in the gym the other week, and the guy who owns the gym is his jiu-jitsu school. And I was like, Dee, you're here again. Like, how are you doing this? Like, he said, I did 3 days in a row and I could barely walk. And I'm like, I've trained 6 times this week, and it's only Friday. And I love it. I feel great. It's just jiu-jitsu as well, especially as a woman. I highly recommend it. Going off topic, highly recommend it. Really empowering and a great skill to have.
Yeah.
So that's my little jiu-jitsu plug in there too. But
oh, that's awesome. Well, I mean, you're doing great. Do you have any setbacks with your health at all with Hashimoto or anything, or you just barely notice it anymore?
Just really don't notice it. The only time, I take my Juice Plus every day. I put the Juice Plus on the counter for my family before I go to bed, and I take mine right before I go to bed, because the biggest thing is getting into a routine.
Yeah.
And for a little while there, when I first was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and I do take thyroid medicine, and for those that don't know, thyroid medicine has to be taken on an empty stomach. And I always used to take my Juice Plus capsules when I woke up. But now, well, I can't take them yet because I've got to take the thyroid medicine. But then I get out of bed and I can't eat or take any food for 30 minutes. And I would sometimes forget. And I would notice when I hadn't taken my Juice Plus, it was I just didn't have that extra nutrition, you know, because every parent out there knows, especially once your kids start getting older and you're running from school to this after school thing, to that sports event, to whatever it is you're doing, you're always on the go. And it takes away that mum guilt when it's like, you know what? Let's just get pizza. It's late. We've got to get up early in the morning. Let's get pizza. And you don't feel so bad because you know at the end of the day, you're still getting the nutrition from 30 different fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Even when you can't quite do what you had hoped to on some of those days.
Yeah. No, it's a lifesaver. It's really wonderful. I know that in our house, Lori's brother, my better half, he had a candy. Oh, he loves his candy. And so when the gummies came out, because he was sick of popping capsules, it's just like he has candy before bed every night. So it's great.
I'm not going to lie. I have my empty gummy packets here because I was sat at my desk one day. I was like, oh, I fancy something sweet. Oh, I'm going to have some gummies. And I might sit and eat gummies by the handful, but hey, it's that or Skittles or Starburst, right?
Exactly. Yes, and I'm sure the intestines will thank you for it later too.
Yeah, absolutely. And a funny quick story, just real fast. When we were going up to Long Island to work at the skydive center up there. Bailey was only like 3 months old. And Jason's mom, Jan, gave us, at the time, the gummies used to come in these plastic round containers. And she gave us a container of the red and a container of the green. We ate both of them by the time we got to Long Island from Florida. Like, we just kept picking at them. We were fine.
Yeah.
We were fine. We were regular.
Yeah, exactly. Not something you want to happen when you're jumping out of a plane.
No, but
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it was so wonderful to hear your story, Dee, and get to know you and chat with you. Lori, do you have anything that you wanted to ask or add?
Maybe just for the viewers who don't know what Juice Plus is, just maybe explain a little bit more about what it is and how they can get it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So do you want me to do that or Cristy?
No, you can.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, so Juice Plus is essentially 30 fruits, vegetables, berries, and a couple of grains that they're not even juice. They're actually pulverized with the skin and the seeds and everything. So, you know, you may think that you eat a bunch of fruit and veg, but if you count it out, I guarantee you're probably eating the same. Most of us are going to be eating the same 5 or 6 things all the time. And when you're taking Juice Plus, you're getting the nutrition from up to 30, depending if you add the berries. They come in capsule form. They also come in gummies. So it's great for people who can't swallow capsules, for kids, or if you're like me and Christy's husband, just fancy a little sweet snack, you can just grab some of those as well.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Juice Plus company is all about whole food nutrition, inspiring healthy living around the world. We have a plant-based omega, which is fantastic as well. That when I started taking that, I really noticed that my brain fog kind of diminished a bit. It really kind of reduced. And then just recently we've had a new product that's going to be coming to Canada really soon. So I'm sure you're going to be excited about that once that gets all sorted.
That's awesome. And then, of course,
and I forgot the shakes. The shake. That's my breakfast every single day. It's like a Reese's cup, but it's good for you because I throw a frozen banana in there, some almond milk, some peanut butter. You could use almond butter, and the chocolate complete, which is a whole food-based drink mix. And when you add that, you're getting almost another 20 plants in your diet every single day as well. So it's a nice, clean, plant-based protein to give you some more nutrition through the day because it's tough to get what we need.
Yeah. I like too that it's so easy. And Laura, you could probably speak to this better than I can, but because you, I think, were the one that explained it to me. The Juice Plus shakes compared to the shakes that you buy in the store, totally different things, have totally different effects, like with whey and all that sort of thing on your stomach and your intestine. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. There's prebiotics in it, so it's good for your gut microbiome. And studies show that the more diverse our microbiome, the healthier we'll be. So Juice Plus is full of antioxidants, polyphenols, and prebiotics for your gut. So, 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So if we can heal our gut, we can reverse a lot of disease. And the other thing I like about the company is children can eat for free. We didn't talk about that. So any adult who purchases the fruit and veggie duo can sponsor a child for free for 21 years. So from age 4 to 25. And that's amazing. So you're not even a child anymore and you're getting Juice Plus for free.
It is amazing because your nephew, Marty's son, 16, inhales them. So the fact he can get those for free is fantastic.
Yeah, and my son Lane is 23 and he's still getting them free. He'll get them free for 2 more years. So just gives you peace of mind as a mother, you know, that your kids, you're doing what you can for your kids. But
really great company. So if people want to find out more information, how do they do that, ladies?
They would reach out to the person who shared this with them, or if they're hearing about this through just found it somewhere, they can get in touch with me or you or one of us and we will set you up. But I do want to say that Juice Plus isn't a cure for anything. It bridges the gap between what we eat and what we should be eating, which is, 7 to 14 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And we're supposed to be getting a variety. And how many of us eat the same vegetables every day? I don't. I have carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, corn sometimes, and salad, but you're not getting that variety. So it bridges that gap.
Yeah.
And it gives our body what it needs to heal itself.
Yeah. I try and pick out something of every color in the grocery store, but that adds up quick,
Yes, it does. So actually Juice Plus is cheaper when it comes to buying fresh. And it's all organic. And we have the studies too. We didn't mention that, but there's over 48 peer-reviewed double-blind studies done at universities and hospitals around the world. So it does what it says it does. We have the research.
Wonderful. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I know you guys are both busy, but I really appreciate you taking the time this evening to chat and hopefully people watching will use the information and benefit from it.
Yeah, it'll bring hope to somebody.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Dee. Thanks, Lori.
Thanks, ladies. Good night.
Good night.